Hello, I'm Jay Cole Sanford, Cash Crop Product Specialist for New Holland, and today we are looking at the all-new CR11, a new launch for model year 25. A lot of exciting things with this all-new design. It's a completely ground-up new piece of paper, complete white sheet of paper that we started with the design of this product. And really it revolves around the total cost of harvesting. That is the main thing that we're after. And what actually impacts that? Productivity and losses, total uptime, and those are some of the components that help us get to that lower cost of harvesting. So this machine is equipped with twin 24-inch rotors, horsepower value of about 775 horse with a grain tank capacity of 567. And then an all-new designed residue system that can spread up to 60 feet. We've seen a lot of very exciting feedback from the customers that have been with this machine, and there's all kinds of new technology that are involved to help it create the most productive combine that we've ever built. Starting with the twin rotors, as the crop throw goes through the machine, the feeder width is the same width as the rotors going in for the straight through feeding concept that we've had even back on the TR70 when we first launched the twin rotor combine back in 1975, and this is a continuation of that product. An all new cleaning system has been designed that allows us to not only distribute the material for inclines or slopes, but also for material coming off of the rotors. So there's automatic systems inside the cleaning shoe that allow it to distribute the material based on losses on one side or the other of the machine. Then as the material goes into the residue system, we'll have a couple of different configurable options, but we have a system that is actually utilizing radar sensing, so it'll actually be able to sense the position of the residue that gets spread behind the machine and match the width of the header or match the width of the impact of wind. Like if you're going one direction versus the other, it will automatically bias the chaff and the residue to get full coverage, because really the first step of next year's crop starts right there at the residue system of the machine, and we took that into account when we designed and developed the all-new CR11. So as we consider the fourth pillar of the total cost of harvesting, we want to consider the residue system. And that's one of the things that we developed and designed this machine that we had to get right. And one of the things that we saw with this class 10 and up machine, the producers that use that machine are going to be using wider headers. And then we're showing this combine with a 50-foot FD2 that we'll talk about here in a little bit. That when we get into those larger headers, we need to have an equal distribution as well as a header width matched residue system. And so when they were developing the system, they're like, well, how do we actually sense and how do we actually see where the residue is going? Because in the cab, where you are located in the machine, you're actually in the wrong side of the machine to really be looking at the residue system. We have cameras and stuff, so they developed a radar system that allows us to sense the material coming out of the residue system and being able to then adjust the residue system on the fly in a closed loop manner such that it gets to the full width of the header. It also is one thing to consider is you could have a residue system that would spread too wide. So if we spread our residue too wide into standing crop, we can actually get losses developed on that next pass because of the material hitting the crop and actually shelling out the wheat. So it's a common thing in our industry you have to watch that. Well, this system watches for that as well. So all we do is input into the system the header width, and then the machine goes to work and basically can change the residue system to meet those needs. Another thing that the system will adapt for is the wind. So as we're driving maybe in a crosswind situation, we need more residue system spread on one side versus the other. This system, because it's only looking at where the actual residue is going, is doing that for us as well. So really doesn't take any operator input, and you can sit in the cab and focus on the things at the front of the machine, knowing that the machine is going to take care of the residue system on the back. So even talking more about the total cost of harvesting, we want to look at, can we hold enough grain for the through that we're trying to do? So as we get into these larger machines and higher capacity and larger headers and higher yields, as our markets are going into those, we need larger grain tanks. So as you can see here on the CR11, it'll be a 567 bushel grain tank. And as you pan and show the unload auger, the grain tank system will unload at 6 bushel a second. So not only does it have a large grain tank storing capacity, but it can unload very quick at a high rate to get more grain out of the system and allow you to really stay in the field at a longer rate. Really, it's part of the design of the machine. You know, we looked at where producers are today and where they'll be tomorrow with their yields. And if you look at that graph going across time, it's increasing. And so we had to increase the grain tank capacity significantly over the flagship CR to handle the larger situations like the larger headers and the higher yields that we're going to run into. All right, so with the CR11 and its insane appetite for capacity, we have to feed it, right? And one of those things that we have here that we're showing on the machine is an FD250. So this is the 50-foot New Holland head by MacDon that we are showing here. And really the biggest thing that you want to consider is the total throughput of the header. In combination with the reel and the deeper belt, allows us to shove more material across the belt and get it fed into the machine. And there's a new knife and guard assembly that has increased the capacity roughly about 20% for the FD1 series MacDon machine. And then they've also improved the ability of the flex, so now we can flex, and as you see on the showroom floor here that we have the lip there designed to kind of show the flex of the header, and it works out really well in showing how the wings move up and down. And that system is controlled by the header, so basically it's a passive system in that regard where the wing pressure allows it to follow the contour of the ground. However, that all feeds back into the subframe, which then allows the combine's feeder house to raise up and down as well as to tilt left and right automatically via the height control system, and gets us a really good razor cut operation in soybean harvest, typically when we're on the ground. Now when we go to wheat harvest with this header, we can still utilize the flex frame that you see here, but we have a series of Contour Master wheels underneath of the machine that allow it to do it with a stubble height included. So I had the opportunity to run a 50-footer there last summer up in Ontario, but it was beautiful what the header was able to do because we were able to utilize the height control system on the combine, the flex of the wings, and we were doing it while still leaving about a 6 to 8 inch stubble height. And that's controlled from the cab, and you can control that height on the fly, which makes a really for a good operating experience, especially for that shorter wheat or if the wheat is lodged in some situations that you can get into in harvest. So that's a little bit of the taste of what's to come. There'll be more information launched in the future as we get closer to full launch. Again, we'll be starting to take orders later this year for the machine. But if you have more questions and want to learn more about it, visit newholland.com or search New Holland Agriculture on any of the social medias or reach out to your facing local New Holland dealership. Thanks.
Hey, I'm Noah Pinger with New Holland Agriculture. I'm the field marketing specialist for livestock and dairy products covering the southeast region. Behind me today is the New Holland Pro Belt 450 Premium Round Baler. This was offered new in 2023 and we are excited about it continuing forward. These are balers built for business. They are heavy duty, larger bearings, larger sprockets, larger chains, heavier drive components, gearboxes, things like that to keep the baler in working condition for longer periods of time and in more abrasive conditions, keep them up and running for you. This machine is equipped with 2 drive rollers on it to keep those belts turning. The belts are endless belts. There are only 4 of them, premium endless belts. They do come with a 3-year 15,000 belt warranty. The pickup on it is going to be a 5-bar pickup, standard on all of our silage capable machines. This particular model is a crop cutter. You can get it as a super feed, which is no knives, a crop cutter with 13 knives, or like this one, the crop cutter with 25 knives. The pickup on these machines is also going to come with a 3-year 22,000 bell warranty, and the whole machine is bumper to bumper 2-year warranty. These machines come with ISOBUS only. Don't take offense to that or anything. If you don't have an ISOBUS capable tractor, that does not mean you can't run it. We simply would get you a ISOBUS compatible monitor to operate on your tractor as well. If your tractor is equipped with ISOBUS, then it's just plug and play, easy for you to make it operate. No monitors to take in and out of the machine or the tractor or anything. No other harnesses or cables to hook up. So very simplified there. And the monitor would be touchscreen, and it's all full color, so it's very easy to operate. The thing we're highlighting, or starting to highlight more, is when everything is compatible, these machines do have some IntelliBale capabilities. That is the capability to stop the tractor, wrap the bale, and eject the bale without the operator having any input. This is only available if the tractor is a CNH compatible tractor, and there are some unlocks and transmission requirements involved with that. So with all the required components set up correctly, the correct tractor, the correct transmission and everything, this machine is capable of stopping itself. So what we mean by that is whenever the bale reaches a full size, the baler alerts the tractor and causes the tractor to stop in the field there. As soon as that happens, it's going to initiate the net wrap, and as soon as the net wrap is initiated, it will open the tailgate automatically, and as soon as the bale rolls out, the tailgate will close, and then you will be able to resume forward motion in one of three ways. But the easiest of these three ways is just by pressing a forward button on the handle. It really increases the speed and time because there's no human delay for the stop of the tractor. So there's no, whenever the alarm goes off, it's not a few extra seconds before you hit the brakes and start slowing down. It's always the exact same amount of time, which helps create a more uniform bale. The other thing about it is that there's no human delay for reaching to grab the hydraulic to open the tailgate. It's all automatic. The second that the net wrap cuts, that tailgate's going up and it is ready to dump that bale. So the amount of time saving in the field, you may not think that it's a lot right here in front of you, but after a long day and many bales, those seconds start turning into minutes, and it really starts adding up. The other really nice thing about it is operator comfort. So not only can you bale a lot of hay quickly, but you can do that with very limited fatigue. There's some videos online of our IntelliBale system running, and I encourage you to pay attention to the operator on those videos because it is very evident that he is just sitting there relaxed. He's got one hand steering the steering wheel and the other hand on the control, ready to press that forward motion button to resume baling whenever the tailgate closes. IntelliBale actually is offered on all of our balers that are ordered with ISOBUS. So if you don't need a big fancy heavy-duty baler like these, you can get a standard roll belt. As long as it is ordered with ISOBUS, you can have the capability of IntelliBale and reap those benefits as well. So go out, visit a dealer, contact them, and happy baling. Hopefully we'll see you in a field soon.
Hi, I'm Ken Paul with New Holland, and here to tell you all about the new T9 SmartTrax model. New for model year 25, and a lot of good things happening this year with this new track system. It's 475 to 645 horsepower. 5 different models are available in power shift, CVT, transmission. As far as the track system itself, there's really 3 different categories I like to talk about with this new track system. One is performance, the other one is going to be comfort, and the last one really is all about peace of mind for the farmer, for the operator, right? So first of all, for the performance aspect of it, it really boils down to a few things. Number one is the new track suspension that we've got on this unit. Nice, comfortable ride. The other thing is the track itself. We've got 3 different track suppliers that you can choose from, as well as a 30 or a 36-inch belt size. So a lot of versatility depending on what your applications might be. The other things will be like the 6 roller wheels that you see on this unit. A lot of the other track systems out there only have 4. So with 6 roller wheels, we've got a lot more surface area that's making sure the compaction, flotation of the track system is optimized to its best ability. The other thing, we'll talk about the comfort level here a little bit. We'll show you the swinging steps, very exclusive for our brand here. It really makes it easier for that operator to get in and out of that cab as it swings as the tractor is turned or articulated throughout the motion of the tractor. The last thing is peace of mind. You know, with a track that I talked about a little bit earlier about the options, 30, 36-inch belt size. The other thing is warranty, right? That's going to bring peace of mind. Track belts themselves, up to 4-year warranty on that. We actually have a few versions that have a 5-year warranty on those belt systems. Serviceability, another peace of mind. Going back to the roller wheels, the rear idler, all of those are bolt-on systems. So if anything would go wrong, it's very easy for one of our New Holland dealers to get in there, take those off, service them real quick, and get you back, into the field, into the operation. So make sure you visit any one of our New Holland dealers out there. They can tell you a lot more about the new T9 SmartTrax system coming out later this year, or visit newholland.com, and we've got a lot of great information there as well.